a real big way to be successful in this business, there's several, but one of the key areas is your choice of customers. Okay? And what I mean by that is that all customers aren't created equal, and I know that sounds counterintuitive, but they're not. So you got walk-in customers, that's about a 10 to 20% closing ratio. So 80% of the time, if you're lucky, you're gonna fail when they walk in, right? Now they could be a be-back later, and that's what your goal would be, is to turn them into a be-back. Then you've got your repeats, they're about a 70-75% closing ratio, sometimes even a little better. You've got your be-backs, which if you can convince somebody to come back, that's about a 67% closing rate. However, 33% of the customers will come back with a good follow-up program. So hence the reason why dealers are so crazy about trying to do something while they're here. Because even if you do a great job following up, the statistics say only 33% come back. But the good news is, again, if you say waited on 3 to 4 people in a week for 5 days, you waited 3 to 4 people, and that's going to give you about, let's say, give or take 12 customers. And this is by no means you can wait on a lot more. I'm just kidding you, give you like maybe some low averages, but and also making it easy because I'm going to use math that's easy. So if you're selling, say you got 12 customers that you waited on for that 5-day period, you sell 2 of them. They're fresh customers. However, here's the thing: if you follow every single one of those 10 people that didn't buy, 3.3 will come back, right? That's why I use 10. 3.3 will come back, and that means 3 come back, and it's 67% means 2 are gonna buy. So now you've got 2 sales that week, or excuse me, 4 sales that week. 2 that you had that were fresh and 2 that were B-backs, and that's just off B-backs. So that would give you, what, 16 sales in a month. So the point is following up is imperative, and it's a skill, as we all know. I mean, I can call you up and, hey, you buy anything yet? Okay, well, I'm here for you. We got another car. I mean, you have to have some finesse about that. There's a fine line between being persistent and pushy, and that's what the good salespeople are able to do, is be persistent. So that'd be a big hunk of your day. Prospecting for those repeats, the referrals, and of course the B-backs, but the repeats and the referrals are even higher closing ratios. A referral is about 65 to 70%. So again, it's still a really good, way to go. And it's not that hard. There's a 5-step deal that you can do that's easy. You can do it when you're at a party. You can do it when you're with friends. You can do it at a softball game that you're with your kids, and it's hey, I was at the dealership, and you're sitting there talking. They go, hey, you work over at Mills? Yeah, I work at Mills. You're sitting on the bleachers with them. Hey, you know what? Could you indulge me? They're wanting us to do this informal marketing survey, and I just want to. It's kind of knowing how many people have cars and that. So let me ask you, how many vehicles do you guys have in your family? Oh, 2, okay. And how many drivers do you have in your family? Oh, it's going to be 3 here in a couple months. Okay, so of the drivers in the family, who's the next line for a new vehicle? It's the son that's going to turn 16 in 3 months. I get it. So now, when he is in the market in 3 months, is he going to be leaning towards maybe new or used? Used? Okay, so like a quality, newer, kind of low mileage, nice running used vehicle? Yeah. Okay, well, hey, those hardly ever stay when the dealer would stay in the dealership because everybody's looking for those. So let me ask you, if I would happen to find one in a month or so, should I go ahead and call you and tell you about it, or should I just wait till the 3-month mark like you asked me to? Oh, okay, well, I'll give you. So the point is, and then if it's new, you would just go, oh, when it gets a little bit closer, you're probably going to want some information. So, okay, if I call you a month or 2 out, maybe put you on my email newsletter, send you some links to some information and some online brochures. So it's really not that hard. It's, I think, 5 or 6 questions you ask people, and you can do it anywhere. You can do it anywhere. It's a shame that people aren't doing this more often, because again, you're walking around with your Mills stuff on, or your dealership type of stuff on. So that's a way, and you pick up 3-4 of those a week, and put those into the bank, and over time that's going to build, and then now you're bringing in customers that like you, trust you, and respect you. And then obviously over time you'll have past customers. So that's one thing you're doing, is prospecting. You're on the phone, you're sending out mails, emails, texts, those types of things. The other thing that you want to do to be successful, and you would be doing throughout the day, is product knowledge. At least 20 minutes of product knowledge a day. It's not that hard. Spend 20 minutes a day. You figure if you did that 5 days a week, 20 minutes, you concentrate on one. I always prescribe concentrate on one vehicle for the week. This is Impala week. And so you concentrate on that vehicle, you culminate it, have the guts to culminate it with a walk around in front of a couple of your peers. Pick some people that you get along well with, and just say, hey, let's go out here and critique me. And that's going to be your hardest critics, would be your peers. And here's the reason why you want to get good at that. 80% of the selling is done during the presentation and demonstration phase. 80%. That's when you're putting it up on the pedestal. That's really what the customer needs, information. Yeah, I know they read about it, but that's when they get emotional and excited. They don't need you as much for the pricing information anymore. They already got a pretty good idea what they're gonna buy it for, right, or what they want to buy it for. They need you to be able to help put that on its pedestal and help you get excited and emotional about it, whether they know it or not. We buy on emotion. We get excited on emotion to purchase something, and then we close ourselves logically. And that's just the way it is. And sometimes you need somebody to give you a push. I'd be one. I've got one of those thresholds that I just don't like spending money that much. So I need sometime that person to remind me that hey, look, I mean, you work hard. You're going to be driving to work in this every day. It's going to make you feel better. You said you were starting a new business. You don't want to pull up in front of a dealership in an old wrecked vehicle, right? It's going to make you feel like $1 million, and it's probably going to end up coming back to you in attitude and help you that much more whenever you're sitting there talking to a dealer, talking to them about doing your training. So sometimes you just need that type of person to help you. So 20 minutes minimally a day. And then the rest of your day is going to be spent working on skills. So I said earlier that it's another 20 minutes on skills. So I said earlier that sometimes people leave and you got to try to turn them into B-backs. And only 33% of them will come back. So you want to be able to come up with a way to overcome. We need to go think about it. One of the number one objections you'll hear, a reflex objection, is I want to think about it. Another one you'll hear is don't have time to take a demo, don't have time to take a demo. Well, if 80% of the selling's done during that phase, wouldn't it make sense to do a demo?